investors, welcome to Proceemo, the value stock analyzer. Today is January 16th, 2023. Today we're going to cover a space and a company I know very little about, but a stock that, at least by its numbers, look really good. The company is called InMode Ltd. They are a medical device company that specializes in radiofrequency assisted lipolysis therapies. I don't really know what that is, but I know what profits are, and InMode has them. So let's get into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support will help us continue making content for you. And please check out Proceemo.com to see the following analysis for yourself. Since I can't intelligently speak to you about radiofrequency assisted lipolysis therapy, I'm going to read to you from Wikipedia. Radiofrequency skin tightening is an aesthetic technique that uses radiofrequency energy to heat skin with the purpose of stimulating something collagen, elastin, something acid production in order to reduce appearance of fine lines and loose skins. The technique induces tissue remodeling and production of new collagen and elastin. The process provides an alternative to facelift and other cosmetic surgeries. Well, there's definitely some big anatomical words in there I don't understand, but the end pretty much sums it up. Non-invasive facelift. Awesome. That sounds great. Who wouldn't like a non-invasive facelift? And it's important to note, InMode does more than just non-invasive facelifts. They do all sorts of non-invasive plastic surgeries. Now, since this is something foreign to me, I need to do a little research first. Like, what is the market for plastic surgery, and is it growing? Without knowing pretty much anything, it feels like a likely candidate for a good growing market, but let's find some data to back up those good feels. According to an article I found, the plastic surgery industry is about $40.67 billion in 2022, up from $39.01 billion in 21. That's a roughly 4.3% increase in market size from 21 to 22, and it's worth noting that the overall market was down in 22. The industry is expected to grow to $48.84 billion by 26, and those are some nice gains. So we have our market size. That's going to be important when we see how large InMode is and how much of that market it currently has. This is a good point to get into the numbers. InMode is trading at $32.70, up from the 52-week low of $20.97 in May of 22, and down from that 52-week high of $53.57 in February of 22. Year over year, we are down roughly 20%. InMode is a profitable company with a price-to-earnings ratio of 17.68. That comes out of an earnings per share of $1.85. They have a market cap of $2.72 billion. That sounds pretty healthy so far. Implied growth at these earnings is 4.59%. Implied growth is a value calculation that tells us how much growth is baked into the stock price based on current earnings and future speculated growth. It's not a crystal ball because past earnings do not tell us future results. Looking at past returns, let's start with revenue. Revenue growth looks great. Average 5-year revenue growth is almost 50%, and 3-year average revenue growth is over 50 at 53%. From 20 to 2021, revenue went from $206 million to $357 million, an increase of 73.49%. And it's worth pointing out, revenue for 22 for the first 3 quarters is already $320 million, which puts them on track to grow again this year, though likely not at the same rate as the previous year. In short, revenue looks good. How about earnings? Earnings growth is even more impressive. Between 2020 and 2021, we saw earnings increase 119.87% from $75 million to $164.97 million. 5-year average earnings growth is 93.91%. We're not looking at 10-year revenue or earnings growth because InMode has not been public for 10 years. Earnings for this year are actually looking to be pretty similar to last year, but probably only slightly up. They're currently at $123 million in earnings for 22. InMode is scheduled to report 22 earnings on February 13th in just a couple of weeks. All right, let's look at the scorecard. Implied growth over actual 5-year growth is 0.05. We say a value of 1 would be a fairly valued stock, over 1 would be overpriced, under 1 would be underpriced. Here we are well under 1, like aggressively under 1. I feel like we often find this is the case, and we ought to refine our implied growth calculation, and that's exactly what we're going to do in the next couple of weeks. Stay tuned. Liabilities over assets is low, 0.13. We say a healthy range is 0.3 to 0.6. Over 0.6 would mean the company is over leveraged. Under 0.3 would mean they are under leveraged. Under leveraged is better than over leveraged for sure, and InMode is under leveraged. 5 years of increasing revenue is true. 5 years of assets greater than 150% of liabilities is also true and cool. Market cap over enterprise value is 0.76. Similar to the implied growth ratio, over 1 would mean overvalued, under 1 would mean undervalued. Considering InMode has a very little debt, the fact that enterprise value is larger than market cap is a strong sign showing a good cash position for InMode. Pausing here for a moment, all signs point to this being an absolute killer of a stock. If the market for plastic surgery is $40 billion, InMode might have 1% of that market, which is a great sign for future growth. And we know it's a growing market. So being a growing underdog in a growing market is a recipe for success. If InMode can get its revenues to $1 billion, which seems like it might be able to do in the next 3 to 4 years, its market cap should feasibly triple, which means your investment triples as well. This has growth stock potential written all over it. What are the risks? Well, it's in the medical space, so there's all types of risks. FDA approvals, lawsuits, proprietary technology and patents, lawsuits, competition. Did I mention lawsuits? A great place to look for risk specific is the company's 10K. This is an annual filing all public companies must submit to the SEC, and there's a section in there titled Risk Factors. I, for one, will be doing more research this week on InMode. I haven't done enough to know whether or not I want to buy it, but I'm seriously leaning towards it. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And that's it for today. Please like and subscribe if you found this helpful. And if you really want to support the channel, please go to Proceemo.com and subscribe to our monthly service to see analysis like this for yourself for only $5 a month. And if you have a stock you'd like to see featured, please comment below. Thank you. Happy investing. Go find some value.